Are these the coordinates? Are these coordinates vertices of a parallelogram? Yes or no? So we're going to graph these first, real quick, so we can visually see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There's 3, 2. Negative 1, positive 3 is up here. 2, 2 is up there, and 0, 1 is down there. Now, I don't have this drawn to scale, but it certainly doesn't look like that makes a parallelogram. But how do you check if it does? Well, you have to put in your lines and find the slopes of them as you do. So what's the slope of that line right there? The slope, remember slope, it's rise over run. So how far up did I go, and how far over did I go? And you do that by taking those coordinates, subtracting the y's. 3 minus 2, which is 1. 3 minus 2 equals 1. That's the rise, over negative 1 minus negative 3. That's the run, which is, what would that be, positive 2? So the slope is 1/2. Okay? Now we also have to do that for these 2 points here. Notice I'm going to this one right here. I'm not going to here yet. I'm not doing that one yet, because those slopes don't have to be the same. There doesn't have to be any relationship between those slopes, really. These 2 slopes have to be the same. So what points are those right there? That would be this point. Let me change colors. That would be this point and this point right there. That's that second red line that I just drew in. So let's find the slope of that, and it better be 1/2. If it's not 1/2, this is not a parallelogram. Because remember, what do parallel lines have to have? Same slope. And that's what I'm finding, the slope. So the rise is 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1, which equals 1, over 2 minus 0, which equals 2. Hey, how about that? The slope is 1/2. Maybe my drawing is just not very well to scale. So that checks out, right? So let's see about these ones now. I'm going to change the color of my line. I'll make it blue. This line and this line, those 2 lines have to have the same slope as well. So again, obviously I didn't do a good job drawing it to scale, so now I'm going to find those slopes. So I'm using this one here and this one here, and let's find the slope between that. It doesn't really matter which point you start with, so I'm going to start with the 3, because that's bigger. 3 minus 2, which equals 1, and negative 1. Since I started with the 3, I have to start with the negative 1. Negative 1 minus 2, which is negative 3. So the slope is negative 1/3. Alright, now let's find the slope of this line. That's this point, and man, I changed the color. Change the color one more time. Let's go orange. That's this point and this point right there. My last point and my first point. That's this line. So let's do that. 2 minus 1 equals 1 over negative 3 minus 0, which is negative 3. Hey, how about that? Those 2 lines are parallel, because the slope is negative 1/3 for those 2 lines as well. So those 4 coordinates do in fact make a parallelogram. Now, if you had started with a better drawing, it probably would be easier to see, but you still want to make sure that the slopes are exactly the same. You want to use that formula there.